This video's topic is dealing with depression. So before I talk about dealing with depression amongst veterans like myself and other people, I'm gonna have to talk about how it starts. So, one, a lot of times depression comes from friends falling out. See your civilian friends, they get out of touch. You haven't been around them for a while, and they don't get it. And number three, there's no one to talk to. Let's be honest with each other. A lot of the military friends you meet or you hang around with, you cool with, and you kick it with a lot of the times when he's on the ship or he's on shore duty, when you was doing IA and everything like that. This is mainly military, like that. Even for like to say Army, he was in Afghanistan or Iraq with, and so on and so forth, or he was on deployment with. When you get out, and this is say they stay in, a lot of times they migrate to a new circle and they rarely keep in touch. And that goes for both ends. Because I know there are times where I become a hermit to where I really want to talk to people, because when I try to talk to people, they don't get my sense of humor. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of personnel from the Navy, even from the Navy, I was in the Navy, a lot of personnel from the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, so on and so forth, they have a dark personality. When I mean dark, we find certain things that a lot of regular people won't find funny. Funny. Don't mind the plane. Just stay here and listen to the story. So, what ends up happening is, when we try to find a civilian friend to talk to, like 8 times out of 10, they kind of veer off away from us because they don't understand how to engage our humor. They don't know how to engage the emotions that we're feeling. And again, it's not their fault, because they're in their own bubble, they're in their own surroundings, and they didn't experience the things that we experience. And how we have to tackle this problem is by identifying, okay, we are having an emotional problem to where we go to this dark place, we don't want to tell people, we don't want to go out, we don't want to engage people, or don't want to talk to people. And the only way for you guys to get it is for you guys to understand my story on how it happened. And the reason why I'm gonna put myself in this vulnerable state is because to enlighten you guys, and hopefully at the same time, yes, it's messed up, but entertain and somewhat understand where I'm coming from. So, one, when I got out of the Navy, I did 6.5 going on 7 years in the Navy. When I got out, a lot of friends that I met on the ship or on shore duty, little by little, we fell out of touch. There's only a few, my homeboy John, shouts out to you. My homeboy T Money Turan, Jacoby, shout out to you also. Hi, Daylon, another guy that I talked to. There's these like the few 3 that I keep in routine touch with, because I used to have a gang load of friends in the Navy, and it dwindled down to 3. And for my civilian friends, I have my boy Luke, he was in the Navy also, but I consider him a civilian friend because we grew up since the 3rd grade with each other. And that's like one of the few civilian friends from before the military to now that I really talk to on a daily basis, who could get where I'm coming from, who could understand where I'm coming from. And to bring it back full circle to what I'm talking about right now is, I identified the problem, which is, it made me hit rock bottom, because there was a time where I felt out of place and I stopped talking to people, hit rock bottom, gained a whole lot of weight, and it was bad. Like it was to the point like a lot of people deal with depression a certain type of way. Me, I found solace in eating food and staying, like just going to work, coming home and eating. And that was my coping mechanism. And after a while, it took me realizing and self-reflecting that, hey, I can't keep living like this. My ankles hurt, my knees hurt, getting migraines. My social life is in the toilet, and I need to get out of this funk. And my solution to this problem was reconnecting with people. And there were some people that didn't return my calls back. I'm gonna be honest with you. There were some people that didn't return my calls back. And then the reason why I mentioned those names from before, Lump, High, T Money, and Luke, I contacted them, I talked to them about my issues, and they can relate. And on top of that, they had their own things going on, and it made me feel like I was not the only one that was going through these issues. And it helped me find peace and understanding in what was going on to better tackle and handle the problem. I.e., now my solution to it was obviously talking and engaging people in conversation. Obviously going to the gym too. That helped me get through all this also. And venting, which this is what I'm doing now with you guys. So for the veterans out there that's going through depression issues, going through feeling the loneliness of not being able to talk to somebody that gets you, that understands what you're going through. There are people out there that can help you with that. It's up to you to get out of that shell and just calling people, talk to people. And I'm not just saying talk to some random stranger on the street. Or you can, because I met other friends by doing that. My homie Pedrino, I met him just by, I worked with him, but I met him by coming out of my shell and talking, and just, he was they were one of the few that understood, or even if they didn't understand, they tried to understand what I was going through. And that's all you need, is somebody that didn't really went through what you went through, but it's trying to understand what you went through. And that could be an enlightening feeling, because you never know. The best advices come from unlikely places. And I got my best advice and my best healing from unlikely places. And all I'm saying is, you guys can make it through it. I'm bouncing back. It's a hard process. It's easier said than done. But I'm walking back from that abyss. And you can too. So this is the topic for the video for the day: dealing with depression. The first way to deal with it is to talk about it. After you talk about it, find the right, not even talk about it, acknowledge. That's the first place you gotta go. Acknowledge that you're feeling the way you're feeling. And there's nothing wrong with you feeling the way you're feeling, because the government and the military didn't give you the tools on how to deal with it. I'm not talking about no NKOs, they're garbage. They don't help. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about acknowledging that, hey, I don't like the way I'm feeling. I feel like this dark cloud or this dark void hanging over my head. can't talk to nobody. I need to get out this funk. Once you acknowledge it, then find somewhere to vent it out. It could be a random person from not even from your job. There's somebody that you know that you could trust that won't judge the way you're feeling, or that won't judge your emotions or how you feel. And even after that, trying to find the tools that better suit you, that better suit helping you to get out of that funk, into building yourself to someone that you could look back at and feel proud of yourself when you look in the mirror. All right. If you find the information I gave out really helpful, go ahead and leave a comment down below, drop a like. This video was tough for me to make because it was one of those things that I try to keep it to myself. I only tell a select few friends of mine about this. The people I mentioned in this video are some of the rare few people that know about this, but the rest of you guys that I didn't name, you're now just finding out about this. So, what do you think about me at this point? It is what it is. You don't care. I don't care at this point. It's one of those things. Only thing I care about at this point is how I feel about me and how I could better evolve from where I am now to becoming a better person later. So go ahead, again, subscribe to the channel, drop a like. You know what it is. It's JP on the mic. Go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.